But why the Myers-Briggs test is bullshit. If you're a quote introvert, you're probably triggered right now. Not my intention. My intention is to get you a win. And the reason I say that that test is bullshit is the only people who care about that test are introverts, INTJ. Extroverts don't even know that that test exists because they are not focused on trying to justify why they don't like to be around people and are uncomfortable people around, or shy around people, or need to recharge from being around people. But here's the reality, okay? And this is not a value judgment whatsoever. The world rewards people who are extroverted, okay? And I'm using those words because those are the words that people use as the reference points. At the end of the day, as you guys know, I don't believe in any type of identity-based politics, and that's what the introversion, extroversion is. Yes, you can use that word as like a predictor of someone's past behavior, but you have no idea how malleable your personality is, because personality comes from the word persona, which is the Greek words for actor's mask. Okay, every one of you started off as a baby. And this is not like I'm telling you, you could become an NBA player. That's genetics. Personality derived by genetics, perhaps to a degree, naturally to a degree, but everybody started as a baby and everybody learned social skills. And along the way, a lot of people learned fear, and if you put your head up too many times, you get slapped down, and socializing becomes a challenge because you don't have a payoff. All right. If you were in a house full of Playboy playmates, you'd be pretty extroverted once you got comfortable. So there's a couple things going on when you're describing yourself as an introvert. There's fear, and there's also lack of payoff. Like some high IQ introverts might be bored sitting around talking to normal people because there's no payoff. So those are the two things that are in your way of becoming sociable. It's fear, and social anxiety, which everyone has to a degree, and it's payoff. Okay, so you might be totally bored in a regular group setting with your work safe colleagues, but you are willing to socialize to go meet girls because there is a payoff there. But here's the reality, okay? You are constantly varying back and forth between introversion and extroversion. If I've been sitting on the couch all day doing work, doing computer work, building this mega course that I'm building, or writing an article, I'm, completely within myself. When I go to the 7-Eleven to the checkout girl, I don't want to even have a conversation. I just want to get it done. As opposed to if I'm hanging out with my friends all day and maybe we're having a few drinks and we've got the girls over and we're having a great time. Now my extroversion is 100%. I'm saying hi to everybody. I'm the mayor of the city. And I can move back and forth based on those things depending on my state. Okay, that's what it all comes down to. State being your mental thoughts, physical feeling, physical sensations, and the emotions that you have. So you will be extroverted based on your state versus introverted based on your state. Some people are in a consistently low state. Some people are anhedonic. I had this conversation with my friend. He wasn't depressed, but he's anhedonic. And you tell me he's happy, but it wasn't like an expression of happiness, smiling, laughing, joking around. The inability to feel lots of pleasure is anhedonic, and that applies to a lot of guys who consider themselves introverts. Like if you think, when was the last time you felt bliss, or you felt joy, or you felt like real massive connections? A lot of guys don't have that moment. They don't know that setting exists because they haven't had that for 20 years because they've been restraining their persona out of either anxiety or lack of payoff. Okay, this is not a value judgment on anyone, but understand that the world does reward extroversion. Okay, sales is what got me here. Sales is what will continue to get me where I want to go, as well as all the good payoffs in life from are almost always around human connection. Good friends, carezza sex with women, motorcycle rides with your friends, all these good things. Of course, you can have plenty of introverted payoffs, but what I'm trying to get you to realize is that the way that you're acting is 100% dependent on your state. Okay, I could take an introverted guy, give him some MDMA, and all of a sudden he's going to be the most extroverted person in the world because his state is a 10 out of 10. Okay, so a lot of introverted guys are quote, guys who consider themselves, quote, introverted do not access those higher levels of state consistently to the point where maybe they haven't accessed those since they were 7 to realize that those actually exist. And then and that introversion limits you. Okay. Now those same guys could be a lot more sensitive than some type of brute force extrovert, a lot more empathic, or they could be more technically minded, or you know, more within themselves. And that's fine, but I'm saying don't limit yourself by some non-objective personality test, okay, by some arbitrary idea. It's another identity politics. It's like vegan or bodybuilder. I'm an introvert.